Ferdian, are you ready?
Yes, I'm ready.
Okay,
That one.
so please confirm if this is your presentation.
Yes, that's correct. It's my presentation slide.
Okay, cool. So Ferdian, the place is yours.
Okay, good afternoon, everyone. First of all, I'd like to thank Bukit Vista for giving me the opportunity today to present my journey as a data science intern here. The past 4 months has been an amazing journey for me, and I'd like to share the joy with you. Next. Okay, but before we get into my journey, I'd like to tell you a bit about myself first. Richard Ferdi, and you can just call me Ferdi. Currently, I'm a fifth semester student majoring in computer science at Universitas. I've been exploring tech since my early days in university. Although my past experiences revolves around software engineering and web development, it does not stop me from learning about the data science field. I even found my past experience and background really helped me to learn the steep learning path of data science. And but the hands-on experience here really helps me to put my knowledge that I got from university into the real world. Next slide, Kak. Okay, so next I will tell you a bit about. Sorry, Kak, can you refresh the slide? I'm sorry if I'm interrupting because I updated slide. Okay, thank you. And here are the
Is this all right?
Yes,
Is this all right
that's
now?
correct.
Okay.
That's the latest version. Here are the four main tasks that I handle here every day on my daily basis. The first one is dynamic pricing. This is where I analyze property performance based on various metrics like booking pace, booking windows, earned revenue, and occupancy rate. And then based on it, I decide on the pricing to apply. And the second operational work that I do here is data visualization. I actively contribute to add more data visualization to help all the team here to discover new insights. Then the first project here that I do here is revenue projection automation. Along with my colleague Reza, we developed an automation to assess property and predict its daily rate using the state-of-the-art technologies. And then the last one is a recommendation system that I built here, which consists of two main tools to upsell and cross-sell to potential guests. Then next slide, I will explain in detail about the first operational work. That in BI we do this operational work every day basically, but we like cycle the executor and the priority. So basically, dynamic pricing is a strategy that we do to adjust pricing based on various factors. So unlike fixed pricing, we swiftly change based on the demand and supply and the market condition. So the first concern is the seasonality in hospitality industry. In hospitality, the demand experiences significant fluctuations in different seasons. For instance, in holidays like right now in December, we have like the peak in demand. And then the second one is unpredictability of tourism. There are some unpredictable factors here, like global events, as an instance, or any other travel trends that might change every time that possibly impact the number of visitors that we have. And then the third one is various booking behaviors. If we talk about booking behaviors, there are diverse kind of them. Many people they like to book last minute and like to book advance, and so that's why we basically need to do dynamic pricing like every day because it changes. It all can change overnight. And then the next slide, and then the second operational work that I do is data visualization. So I think it's already self-explanatory. This is where I contribute to add more data visualization to support the operational work and strategy making here in all the departments at Bukit Vista. There are several things that we considered before we add data visualization. The first one is unclear strategy evaluation. By having a clear or a visual representation of our strategy, we can evaluate and we can know either our strategy is working or not. And then we can also note what's working and that we can then drop what's not working. And then the second one is this undiscovered trends and insights. Sometimes if we are not looking into the data like visually, we cannot understand the trends and the insight behind it. So we have to put it into a visual representation. And then the third one is unknown problem in strategy implementations. This often happen if we implement a new strategy, but we cannot find the reason why it's not working. So we have to try to make a visual representation so we can then delve deeper and to look what's making the issue. And then next slide. Okay, so this is the projects that I do here. This is the first one. This project is called more and best. More is basically it stands for missed opportunity retargeting. This so basically will scan untracked failed inquiries where guests they are interested in a property that we have, but it sometimes does not suit their preference or budget. So we build more to automatically scan failed inquiries, and we can generate recommendations upon them. So it's really helpful in situations like when there are a lot of inquiry traffics, and then the operational team cannot find all the inquiries manually, right? So it will be easier if we build an automated tool to scan, and then we develop a suitable recommendation. And then the second one is best. It's basically like the same. It works the same. It has this. The target is a bit different, which is confirm bookings. We want to. The point here is that we want to sell another property to our past confirmed guests, which will be checking out in the next 5 days. And when we recommend them an event here in Bali so that they will hopefully will book another accommodation. Okay. So with this tool, scanning conversion opportunities and providing suitable recommendation is now easier than ever. Next. Okay, this is like I think this is the biggest project that I did here in Bukit Vista with my colleague Reza. So this project idea is from our manual work that we do. Like we as in data science team, we create projection document manually, right? So we want to remove the repetitive work, and then we also find it hard when there are the high traffic of assessment requests. And then the last one is that there are sometimes inconsistent there are difference between the standard difference. So we want to make sure that we use the same standard, and then all those concerns, and then we decide to make an automation tool to generate revenue projection automatically. So the users can now request revenue projection by just putting the information, and then they will get the result in just in a few minutes. By implementing the strategy, our executor will be able to focus more on the supervision and the strategy making, and they won't need to do the manual work ever again. Next. Okay, so this is the knowledge that I while interning in the past few months here. The first one is, of course, hospitality industry in general. As a computer science student, I'm not really familiar with the hospitality industry. So this is really helpful to give me the main idea about how hospitality industry works. And then the second one is digital marketing. This may not be related directly to my role here, but in my body balance work, where I am assigned in the digital marketing team about how we can create articles, and then we can how we make good listing. It's really helpful for me to learn about how we can sell our property to guests. And then the third one is dynamic pricing strategy. At first, I have no clue. I have zero knowledge about how the pricing strategy works. But now I can understand why this is really crucial for us to monitor and periodically update the pricing to suit the market conditions. And then the fourth one is reservation and hosting operations. This also may not be created directly, but I learned all this in my BBW as well, where I'm assigned on the reservation and hosting team, where I deal with the customer directly. So I had the first-hand experience handling them. I found difficult issues, but I also learned about how we can their expectation. The fifth one is property assessment. Actually, in the first 2 months, I also do the manual work like Reza. I make property projection document as well. So I also learn a bit about how we assess the property, about the metrics, and also what makes a property good. And then the fourth one is product management. Actually, this is not the first-hand experience that I got. I learned the product management. I learned product management from being a developer, but I see how the upper management is managing multiple projects at the same time. And then next slide, Kak. Okay, so this is the skills that I learned here. First one is hard skills. I learned about many things because I can say that my job this year is quite various. The first one is data analytics. Of course, as a data scientist, I do much work to interpret data and make queries, which are two essential skills for a data scientist. Then the second one is AI model integrations. I also got the opportunity to deploy or put the model that we built into a running software. Either it's pre-trained model or a newly built model that we build ourselves. And then the third one is data pipeline automation. I also learned to build an automate pipelines where the data can flow from the data source to our system so that we can use the data. And then the fourth one is machine learning modeling. Although I don't do this really often, but I have the opportunity to build a model here. So I learned about if we can use machine learning modeling here to help us to automate the manual work. And then the soft skills. I also aside from hard skills, I also learned several soft skills, and these three is only cover part of them. There are also many of them aside from these three. The first one is of course discipline. I'm required to have a clear plan for the whole day and then stick to it. This really helped me to build the habit of being disciplined, and I always know what I need to do after I finish a task. And then the second one is fast-paced work. The environment here really pushed me to keep my or else I will fall behind. So this really positively transformed me to survive, like to adapt into a new environment. And then the third one, working with multiple managers really requires me to be a good communicator. I need to set expectations to multiple stakeholders. So I need to be as transparent and as consistent as possible, so we have common understanding. And then next slide. Okay, so these are 8 core values here in Bukit Vista. The first one is to help themselves. This is maybe this one. I think I learned this when I have the chance to help someone. Not only I help them, but actually I help myself too, because I get to put my knowledge, and then it's also a way for me to strengthen my skills. And then second one, don't assume use data. I think this is the most as a data scientist here, I always use data to make decisions, because we can understand the real situation, and it will help us to make the correct decision. And then step on those, the environment here really helped me to speak up for anything. So, and they are really open to listen to my opinion. So this one is really helpful to develop myself to be as transparent as possible. And next one, details matter. Be transparent, never settle, fail fast, and be the hero. Okay, next slide. And lastly, I would also appreciate my mentors and teammates. First one is Kak Bella, as a revenue manager and interim VP of BI. Kak Bella has always been a stellar leader, providing me with clear direction. But she also actively correcting my works. She's also really open for ideas, which really helped me to be more open. Like I become more transparent. And then the second one is Kak Lilis. Although we only work closely for the first 2 months, I really appreciate her for giving me the fundamental knowledge on how we operate here in the BI team. And also she also gives me the basic skills to do my operational works. And then my third mentor here is Kak Ferdi. I think I would like to describe him with 2 words: consistent and passionate. His dedication to my work here with Reza, especially in the tasks, really helped me to keep my motivation running. His openness and knowledge really motivate me to be. It really helped me to be a tech journalist as well. Yeah. And then the fourth one is Kak Felix. He's really a down-to-earth mentor. Although I know that he's really skillful as a person, but he's really open and willing to help the interns if they found difficulties, and he helped them even with the details, down the details. He really helps me fix my code every time I found errors. And then the one and only teammate here in the BI team, Reza, he's really resilient, and I think he is a good learner, because although if he's not familiar with some tasks, but he is really committed to learn and master it. And then the last one is Kak Dira. Even though I only work with her in dynamic pricing, but she's always been a good supervisor. She gave me a clear direction on what I need to do or execute on my daily operational tasks. And then next slide, Kak. Okay, my personal thoughts about interning here. The first one is cross-department knowledge. The transparency about the work between department here really helped me to gain clear understanding across department. Although I only work in the data science team, the BBW already helped me to learn more about how other department works here in Bukit Vista. And then the second one is a good place for personal growth. I think it's correlates with the skills that I learned on the that I told you in the earlier slides. Not only hard skills, but the environment here really gave me the opportunity to develop further my soft skills. And then innovative adoption. At first, interning here, I found many innovative tech adoptions where I never thought of before. And then the fourth one is supportive and positive team. As an intern here, at first oftentimes I don't have the confidence to speak up and to ask for help. But the supporting environment here really helped me to be as open as possible. Okay, next slide, Kak. Okay, I think this concludes my presentation here. That's all about my journey in the past 4 months here. Overall, it's been a good journey, and I look forward to cross paths again with people here in the future opportunity. Thank you for listening.
Thank you very much, Ferdian, for presenting your inspiring presentation. Let's give a big clap, guys, for Ferdian here. Okay, thank you very much for the reactions there. Okay, let's move forward into the comment section. Coming first from our university representative, I believe Mr. Azari, as the head of computer science study program university is here.
Yep. Okay, thank you very much. Ceremony, right?
Yes.
Okay, just put some comments for Mas view, right? Mas question.
Correct, sir.
Okay, and here's my student here. This is a good industry right now and in the future. Okay, it could be improved massively of economy, both sides, office, digital office, and publics. I mean, every people in this industry. So that we must create a new to develop to support this industry. This is here you can learn what industry. And sure, it's fighting and friends and also you. Just a moment because in my complex. Just wait 1 minute, please.
Okay, understood, Mr. Azari.
Yeah. Hello, can you hear right now?
Yes, all
Okay.
good, Mr. Azari.
As I said before, this is a good one. I mean, a good one. One industry in swap or economy, good officials and also public, public force. We call it, all people can include in this industry. So that's the technology and AI, for example, software engineering, data, big data, and others, like say vision computers and brain computer also, and other technology will be very support to develop this industrial industry. So that to my students, I hope this experience could be bring you to improve all everything aspects. Includes concept of technology, concept of general knowledge in digital industry, like you said, dynamic pricing, assets assessment, the condition of like stories, this booking books, booking the room, for example. There's a lot of problems that we can solve by using Python. Also to the customer, for example, not the passenger, but the customer, the owner, for example, can be very interesting to join with this. For example, like Bukit Vista, there are options which has joined with this. You can learn not only from it, but also you can learn in the for yourself. If you want to develop your company, your own company, it could be better. It could be also in the future. So there could be a lot of company will develop the system also like this. This is the very important one. So I'm very appreciate for has developed this system for all, not only for our students, for use company, but also for economic development. I mean, has grow up quickly from now. What I mean is, for example, there are a lot of millennials not go to they are very interesting to go to find this country. Very interesting. They bring their family, they bring to go to somewhere, family, trained by this system. So there is again one more. I'm very appreciate and very thank you for that. That has been improved our students, all aspects, technology, in domains and business process and all aspects, soft skill and art skill to do to support. That's all my comments. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Azari, for your comments. Yes, I believe we are looking forward and also moving forward into the next Bukit Vista. We aim for the sixth transformation, which is AI integration in the workspace, that we would like to automate every operations work to be AI supported. So that is aligned with our motto as the most innovative hospitality company. Thank you very much for your support, Mr. Azari.
Thanks.
Hopefully that we can maintain a very fruitful collaboration and also partnership between Bukit Vista and also Computer Science University of Samada.
Okay.
Okay, thank you very much. And coming next, I believe this is also Mr. Azari's student, former student, that would like to give some comments to Ferdi as the mentor. So to Kavidi, floor is yours.
Okay, thank you Furqan. Good afternoon, Mr. Azali. Selamat siang.
Yes. Good afternoon. Yes.
Yeah, we have quite a lot of OGM students right now in Bukit Vista. I hope that we can continue this partnership. So that a lot of my juniors in university can actually in Bukit Vista as well.
Yep.
With Ferdi, actually Ferdi is a very good leader and has good ownership towards the project. He's able to be delegated for like supervision. So that's a very good thing about Ferdi. And he's also equipped with a knowledge with software development. Because right now, the state of machine learning and AI related technology is made very simple with the emergence of OpenAI, such that AI can be called just by calling an API. And that's where Ferdi, I think his knowledge in web development actually helps him a lot in this aspect as opposed to building a model directly from scratch. So with Ferdi, again, congratulations. And I think all around during this internship is a very strong intern. The ability to discuss the matters during discussion, like he's not afraid to ask questions and also discuss a lot of different things. It's very good. He's also be able to work well with his colleague Reza during this project. And I think also the strength of Ferdi is that he's able to be very flexible going through different projects like more and best along with data visualization. With experience, I believe that Ferdi can be an excellent developer in the future as well. Maybe I would like to ask the question back to you. What is the most challenging part of your intern, in your opinion?
Okay, the most challenging part thing at first it's juggling between projects. I think because at first it's really challenging for me, but as the time goes, it's getting easier for me to switch tasks. And the second one is I think it's more of the knowledge as a and the operational work, because tasks like dynamic pricing I'm not really familiar and I don't really have a prior big background to begin with, so I need to learn it on the spot like when I joined the internship. But overall, I think I've been learning a lot about the knowledge, the domain knowledge here, and yeah, it's been easier for me as the time goes.
Yeah, that's an example of experience and also understanding it towards the topic of what we're trying to develop actually helps in development itself. I think for the next step for Ferdi, like technical wise, I think that goes without saying that he is going to like absorb technical capability in the future. But probably the next evolution stage will be in terms of communication with client. A lot of times with Ferdi as the quote-unquote leader of the project for revenue projection, when we're discussing between Ferdi, Reza, and me, I believe Ferdi has complete knowledge of the project itself. But when meeting the client, Ferdi has this nervousness in him to explain what he knows. Because previously we did have a meeting with the client, and then it seems like Ferdi used or maybe too nervous to explain what he knows. But after the meeting itself with the client, I asked Ferdi the same question and he's able to answer the question. So that's what's confusing for me. And I think as time goes and as he matures, he'll be able to complete that part of his capability as an excellent developer. So that's it for me. And again, congratulations, Ferdi. And back to Furqan.
Okay, thank you very much, Kavidi, for your comments on Ferdi's internship performance. And once again, thank you very much, Ferdi, for completing your presentation. Give one big clap for Ferdi, guys, here. Okay, so right now, it's actually 12 p.m. Western Indonesian time. So it means that